not that it is not obvious to you because it's a very small data. But if you read a file like in 1 GB, okay, okay, several hundred megabytes, so then the buffer read is much fast, much fast. Okay, so today let's just try to learn how to read a file. So I have a tested.txt file. I will use scan to read that file. So I'm not sure if you guys still remember the shared Google Drive. If you still have that, go to that website and download the tested.txt file. Download it. If not, I will just tell you how to create one. Okay. So how to create a tested.txt file. But let's move on. So how do we use it to read a file? So let me give you this code. And then we will come back to walk through the code line by line and learn how it works. Okay, go ahead and get that one. So let me paste this file here. So let me do my code here. And then let me resolve the problems. So please resolve the problem by do the input. And we did that last week, right? So if you still have that, you shall not have problem. But if you do not have it, you move your mouse over the variable name, and you will get the hint what can help you resolve the problem, right? For me, I will just do the input. Okay. So I have the code. So let me just do this one. So let's just look at this code. File. Okay, you create a new instance. You have not learned this yet, and we will spend a lot of time to talk about this in the future. What is a class? What is an instance? But today we just use it. Okay, we create an instance of file. Okay, and this instance name is called a file. You can give it a different name. That is fine. And you see here, I have a tested.txt file. You see where the file is. The file is in my package. You see, I have this file here. So this file should reside in the same folder, as your Java code here. If it's not in the same folder, then you need to give it the absolute path. Let's assume if this file is in the C drive, okay, and in the temp folder, so then I will do things like this. Okay, C drive temp folder. But because my file is in my package directory, so I do not need to do that. So if you do not have that, and if you create a different file, so can you guys do it with me if you do not have the file and you do not want to download it? You just right click on the package, click on it, and just say new, and just say file. Okay, let's see. New general. Okay, just choose a file, and you will just create a test.txt, and then you finish it. Okay, I already have it. Let me show you what I have in this file. So let me just give you those 3 lines of text. That's what I have. If you create a file, and you can put those text in it, and then save your file. Okay, save your file. Okay. All right, you see here, I create a file, then I create a scanner. The scanner, I give it a name called my reader. Okay, my reader. And then you see here is a loop. We just learned the loop, right? How to do a loop? I will say while my reader has next line. So that means if my file still have content in it, so it is read line by line, and every time you will see if it has a next line, so you see you will just call it my reader next line. It is very similar to what we did. You wanted to get the user input, you will see my reader dot next line. Then you type in something here. Once you hit enter, then my reader next line will get what you imported and store in the variable. Here it is just read out from the file and store in the variable, and then you just print this out. Okay, so what does this mean? Has next line. So let me go to the website. Okay, go to the next website, Java Scanner. Okay. So let me give you this URL, and let's just take a look at it. Now we can go to this website. We went to this website last week. They asked you guys to take a look at it, and it has a lot of methods, right? So you'll say next line, next starboard, next byte, right? But today I want you guys to take a look at it is has next line. This one. You see it returns a Boolean value. If you go to this website, now I want you guys to come to the methods. Okay. Come to the methods. Okay. And then click on has next line. So it will return a Boolean value. So let me get a student to read it out, this paragraph. Raymond, can I get your help?
Yes.
Just read out this line.
Okay. Return true if there is another line in the input of the scanner. This method may block while waiting for input. Scanner does not advance past any input.
All right, so that means, okay, in our code here, we used has next line. That means every time you go into the file, you read out a line. So if there's text in your file, right? Then this this method will go to get that content. Okay, get it? And then the cursor now points to the end of that line. So if you see you still have another line available, so then this method call will go to the next line and to read it. So let me just run it. You see what I got. Okay, let me just run it. right? You see what I got? You see, file reader is a, oh, sorry, I should not use that one. That is for an advanced class. So let me just use this one. So this is just a text file should be in there. Okay, you see, this is what I got. You see, I have 3 lines. Okay, so you see the first line it reads, this is a Java class. I'm good at coding. It is a class for smart people. Okay, go here. It's exactly what we got. So if we, okay, Stephen, I will come to help you. Okay, so let me just do a little bit more, then I will come to help you. So if we wanted to make it more obvious, so let's do this. So I will say, I will put some other text here. See, the app is going to read the next line. I will do some characters here. So now you will see very clearly every time it comes here, it will just read 1 line from the file. So let me run this. So here, coming to read a line, and then read this first line. Then it still has next line. Then it come to print this out, and then read another line. Then you see it comes to print this out, then read another line. Okay, so let me stop sharing, and Stephen, can you share your computer to me? Yeah, you put it in the wrong place. Oh, it's there. Let me see. So where's your Java file? Okay, where's your new Java file?
What do you mean my new Java file?
Then let me get control of your computer so to make it clear. Okay. So this is your file, right? This is the one, right?
Yeah,
Java class.
that's in the exact same place.
Let's see. Okay, that is correct. Okay, let me move this file out to here. within your project. It's strange here. So how do you get this file? You created here, right?
Yeah, I right-clicked com.aoe.stem and then I clicked new and then I clicked file and then I just named it and then pasted the code. I mean the words.
Yeah, this file looks is correct, but it does not find it.
Should I change? Like, should I do like, because this was, the code was put before I created the file.
That's okay. That should not be a problem. Can you stop sharing? Let me just take a look at Selina's, see what the problem she has. So Selina, so can you share your code? Okay, you all have the same problem. Okay, so all right. So let me check. All right, so can I get the control of your computer? So let me do it differently this time. Let me get the control. Can you give me control? All right, good. So let me just move the file to the project.
How do you add that file?
What? I should, let me just move this file to the project folder. Let me run it now. Okay. All right, so you guys, the Java, I think on your computer, it goes to your project to read the file. So, Stephen, can you do that? You just run.
Yeah,
just
it works. It
you
works now.
just move the file to your project folder. Okay.
Yeah, I did and it works.
Okay, good. So, Selina, so your code now works as well. Can you stop sharing? So, does this work for you, Raymond?
How do you get that test.txt thing in your project folder?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same question.
Okay, can you share your window to me? Can you share your computer to me? So I can help you on that.
There's like
Yes.
nothing here.
All right. So, so can you right click on AOE in the project Explorer, the left panel? Right click on AOE. AOE. New file. Yes. Type in test.txt. Okay, click finish. Now put the stuff I gave to you, or you can type in whatever you wanted to type in. Okay, you needed to put it under the project. Yeah, to do it several lines. Okay, Evan, and let's say you needed to move the file directly on the AOE. Yes, use AOE.
What? It's under first Java. How do you make
And
it
AOE.
fit?
No, it's gone.
Now it's here.
Okay, can you run it now? Okay, so let me do that. Let me do that. You need to put it on the AOE. Okay. Let me control your computer. Can you give me the control?
Excuse me, Dr. Yang. I have repeated errors like whenever I try running my code.
I will come to help you. Okay. All right. Now you should be good. So now run it, Evan. That's the work for you, Evan.
Yeah.
Okay. So Raymond, can you share your screen to me?
Yeah.
You have not resolved those issues yet. You even did not do the import. So can you move mouse over file? You see the red underline, right? For files. Can you move the mouse over file?
Yeah.
No, not that. Not that one.
Hold
The
on.
Java class, the Java code. Okay. You have not done any import yet, right? So can you move mouse over anything on that with a red underline there? Red underline. No
Excuse me.
underline. Okay, let me get control of your computer. Okay. Okay, so if you see, if you move mouse over here, the file, right? The file has a problem, right? So if you move mouse over here, it will tell you what to do, right? It does not.
If you do like you have to import the
see here?
java.io.
You see here, you need to import it. And I already told it that, told you guys that. So if you need to resolve all those kind of things, that's the import you did not do. So can you move mouse over here? This one's a scanner. Can you move mouse over scanner? And then you see you can do import, right? Do you not do that one? No, do not do that one. Do Java util, yeah, go to, I think it. Okay, now there's another one you need to do. Down on 19. There's a red line there, right? Move mouse over there. You need to do import. Why do you need to do import? Because you do not have that in your project. You want to import other people's work. Do this one.
Oh, I think there's a space line. Sorry about
that. Ramon, can you stop sharing? So I really want you to follow me closely, okay? So let me share my screen to you.
Okay.
You see here, you needed to have an, this is the data type. It's a file not found exception. Here should be the variable you want to use. You should have that. So you need to have a space. If you do not have it, and you see here is
Okay, works. Hold on.
Yeah. So did you play game during the class?
Excuse me.
Did you play game during the class?
No.
So if you did not, I already, told you guys to do this. And I went very slowly. I want you guys to follow it. And you even did not finish the first step there, the import step. So every time you see you have a class that has an underline, red underline there, that means the application does not understand what it is. It does not understand it, so that's why you needed to import it, right? So we import this. We import it. So once we imported it, then it works. So now let me ask you, you guys should understand all this code. So you create a file, now this variable points to that file. You use scanner. You see the scanner will read this file. So you put your file here. You create a scanner and you use that file. So the scanner will read this file. Then this is the loop, right? We'll just load the loop a couple weeks ago. So this is a loop. So we are looping through it. So we are going to read the file line by line. Line by line. This line is very important. I'm not going to details on this one much because we're just trying to get the user input. So today we're just trying to learn how to read the file from our system. So always remember to close the file. Okay, you always remember after you finish reading, close the file. If you do not close it, it's very dangerous. It can easily corrupt your file. Okay. So that's what we do. We have this line of code there. All right, move on. So now let's revisit this website scanner. So we read the methods and the constructors that we use in the previous slide. So let's come to read it again. We have not learned the class yet, but let's just learn to remember it. You have the construct. Construct will be used to create an instance. In Java, we cannot directly use in class. You have to create an instance. Just give you an example. And I will say, hi, Tom, go to use a human being. Then Tom feels strange. Human being. I know what is human being, but who should I use? He does not know, right? Then I will say, okay, Tom, go ahead, call Raymond. Then he knows that Raymond, that's my best friend, right? So I know that a specific person. So Raymond is an instance of a human being. So that's why. So we need to have a constructor to create a human being. So here we need a constructor to create an instance of scanner. You see, last week we used the input stream. Okay, we just use the input. That's console. Okay, today we're using a file. So we use that. We can create an instance of scanner. Then we come back to use all the methods that have the next line. We read the next line, right? So we have all those. So now let's move on. So to the next one. Buffered read. Okay, let me give you this one. So how can I rewrite this one using buffered read? Okay. So I want you guys to try that now. Think about this. Can you use a buffered read to read in the same file and print it out? So come back here. Now we cannot use the scan. I need to use the buffered read. How can I modify the code? Go ahead, spend like 5 minutes there, and I already sent you the website, so you can go to read the buffered read. How can we do that? Buffer reader. Right? Buffer reader. There's some difficulty here for you guys. I want you guys to think about that. It may be very advanced to you. The buffer reader, the construct, it needs a reader. Then we need to see what can I create a reader, right? And you see create a reader, then you can use like an input stream read. Okay. Then buffer read, right? So then how can I do that? How can I create a reader? Right? Think about that. Okay, then I will come to help you and we will do that, but I need you guys to spend several minutes to see how can I use buffer reader here, and I can take out all my scanners and it will work. So come here to see buffer read. So what method can I use? If you use read, you will just read one single character, and then you need to use a read line, right? Then how can I know if my file is finished? Right? So if I have the next line or not, how can I solve that problem? All right. Go ahead. You do not have to find the solution, but I want you guys to spend 2 minutes to think about this, okay? All right, let me give you the code. You see the buffer reader, we need to use a file reader. Okay, the file reader, you use the test.x file. And then you see how do we do this loop. I will use the line, buffer reader line. If it's not null, then that's good. If it's null, that means you reach the end of the file. So let me give you this code and I want you guys to try it. All right, so let me use that code and replace everything here. Okay, everyone watch at my screen. You see I run into this situation again. I have red line, right? So I need to import it. So how do I import it? I move my mouse over it. This will give me some hints. So here I will just do import. The buffer read, I will do import. Okay, and this IO exception, I will do import. So after I've finished that, right? You see, this is my code. Right? So buffer reader, you have to get a reader in it, right? So what can it be a reader? You see, you use a file reader. File reader, you can provide the file to it. Okay. And then after the read, you see here is what we got. We use read line. If the file has content, then you will read that entire line. When your file reach to the end, then there will be nothing. So it will be null. So now you just loop through it. You see if it's not null, then I will just print this out. The line, this is what you read every time. So let me save the code and run it. You said read out of that file. I'll read out of that file now. All right, so does this work for you, all of you?
Yeah.
Ivan, does this work for you?
Yeah.
How about you, Raymond?
Hold on.
Selena, does it work for you?
Yeah.
Raymond, does it work for you? Raymond, can you share your screen to me? Raymond. You cannot hear me? So let me type in here, okay? Can you share your screen to me? Raymond. Raymond, can you hear me?
Well, I heard a little bit of what you said at the end. Can you say that again? I can hear you now.
Okay, this problem I already taught you twice, or 3 times how to solve it. So can you solve it? Raymond, do you know how to do that? Cool, you know how to do it. Very good. Okay, you can remove all the code from 14 to 24. That's the code for the previous example. 14, line 14 to line 24. Okay. All right, so you need to move code from line 13. Why we have that there? Can you remove everything from line 13? Okay. Yeah. Very good. Wonderful work. Run it.
Okay.
Can you run it?
Hold on, let me stop sharing my screen. Still says that. Hold on.
Can you share your screen when you run it?
I run it in hold on. Let me move this up.
Do you, yeah, run it. Can you run that? Click on it.
Yeah.
All right. You know what problem you have. Can you open your test.txt file? Can you open it? You have nothing there. Type in something here. I like Java. Hit enter. I am doing coding. Right. All right, save it. Now go back to your Java and run it.
Okay. Thank you.
No, do not thank me. Let me ask you, Raymond, are you following me in the class or are you playing game?
I'm not playing games. I'm trying to. It's just a bit hard to follow along.
It's hard to follow on. So you do not understand what I said because my English is not good, or what? So
Well,
what can I help you? All right, let's move on. All right, so let's do a quiz. Okay. Can you all give me the answer here? Which is your choice?
B.
Okay, B. And do I get in a
D.
different? Okay, we see we got a B and a D. Do we have other answers?
I think it's C or D.
Okay. The right answer is A. Why? Because you are trying to read the input from the user. Okay. From the user. So let me go back to the code example. You see user input. Right. You see read line. That's the console. Okay, let me go more. You see after read system.in. Okay, you see scan system.in. Because you are trying to get the answer from user. Okay. All right. So I think you guys have quickly forgot what I taught you. The user scan object must accept the system.in. All right. So now let's move to the next one. The scanning method used to read a string value from the user is choose all correct options. Oh, Steven, you are so good. You get the right answer. Can you or you already sent it to everyone? Okay, can you talk about that?
So there are two possibilities for it for the to get the string. There's the next and the next line.
Very good. All right, if the class does not remember it, so let's just try to learn it a little bit more, okay? So let me go back to scanner. Okay, scanner, you see next. Okay, next. It will give you the string. Find and return the next completed token from this scanner. So next will give you a string. Also, next line. Okay, then move on to the next line. You see, it will give you a string. So it advances this scanner past the current line and returns the input that was skipped. Okay. All right. So someone told me, oh, email also work. We say Java is case sensitive. You say the next line n is lowercase. And that's the convention in Java. If you do method, the first character is usually lowercase. If it's a class name, the first character is usually uppercase. That's a convention. If you use the uppercase, it is not wrong, but people usually do not do that because they wanted to keep the convention, all right? All right, so very good. So let's move on to the next quiz question. All right. Do not be confused. So what is this one? All right, I get two answers. So let's go back. This time we're doing the file, okay? So this is the scanner, right? So let's go to the constructor. You see it's a file, okay? So you can use the file. All right. You can also use the path. So the file name. So you get in the file object, you can do it. So let me just do this. Let me just go back to my code here. So what does it mean is that here we just use a file, right? This is a path. That's a file name. It's a string. Actually, you can also do a file object, just like what this one does. Of course, this is a file read object. If you construct a file object, scanner will be able to use it as well. So we do not have that example. So that's why you do not get it. It's okay. But C and the D both work. Okay. Both work. So that means actually B also work. A file name is a string, right? A file name is a string. The file object is in the class. So you need to create a file. This is very advanced to you guys. So just wanted you guys to remember it, and we will come back to talk about the constructor a lot. So let me give you the homework. So use the skills we learned to get the input from the user. Ask the user to type in a number. After you get the input, please do loop from 0 to the input value. Print all the numbers from 0 to that input number. So if I type in 10, then you will print out the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10. If I type in 20, then you will print out the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 20. Okay, so you just ask the user to type in the number, then they do a print. So that should be very straightforward to you guys. Okay, so you just use the example I gave to you before. If you do not have that, so let me give you that to you again. I will give you guys this homework, so you guys should be quickly finished it. So let me give you this code scanner. So you are trying to get the input from the user, right? So let's do that. So if you do not have this code anymore, then you can copy and paste it from the chat. All right. Okay. All right. So you guys have any question on this? Or you want me to come back to talk more on some of those topics today? So this is homework. So let me give you guys the homework. So this homework should be very simple to you guys. I hope you guys can finish it like in no more than 10 minutes with the code example I already gave to you. Again, I'm sorry I came late today, and so that's why I also kept you guys a little bit late. But we finished what we needed to learn. Last week we learned how to get the input from the user, so you can use the scan and the buffer read. So today we go a step further. You can read a file from the system. Actually, if you wanted to, let me just go here. Let me come to see if I have a text file on my computer. All right, so let me check it. So if I have one, then let me just, okay, I do have one. All right, so let me just use a more complicated one. Okay, this one. No, let me just do this one. It's also not that complicated. Anyway, all right, so this one hopefully is, let me do something here. Hello, I am here. Okay, let me save this file. So this file is called a java3.txt file, right? So let me come back to my code. Now, let me point to C drive. Okay. Temp. Now let me run it. So you see, you can actually read any text file from the computer as long as you have the file path. You see, this is what it prints out, right? Okay, so if you have a file on your computer, you can use this code to read that file. All right, so let me stop here. If you guys have any question, let me know, and hopefully you guys can finish the homework quickly. I need you guys to finish the Saturday evening, midnight. Okay. All right.